At Hillside Academy, there was a certain chill that came with the month of September. It wasn't the cool autumn air, it was the return of Miss Mallory. Miss Mallory taught literature to the upper grades, and though she was neither particularly old nor outwardly cruel, there was something off about her. Her pale, angular face never seemed to move much when she spoke. Her voice was flat, almost serpentine. Most unsettling of all was her constant companion, a sleek, black cat with glowing yellow eyes named Grim. Grim followed Miss Mallory everywhere, through the halls, into the cafeteria, even during class. When students asked why a teacher was allowed to have a pet on campus, the administration offered vague excuses. She has a condition, they said. It's a support animal. No one dared question it further. But the students whispered. Stories floated through the school like smoke, that Grim wasn't really a cat, that it could talk, that it watched students in their sleep. They said if Grim sat on your desk, your deeper secrets would be exposed and Miss Mallory would make you pay for them. Tommy Reeve didn't believe in such nonsense. He was a skeptic, a prankster, and a self-proclaimed logic king. So when he was assigned to Miss Mallory's literature class that fall, he greeted the rumors with nothing but a smirk. I'll pet the damn cat on day one, he joked to his best friend, Marcy. Watch me. He did. The moment he stepped into room 207, Miss Mallory gave him a long, cold look. Grim sat perched on her desk, tail flicking rhythmically. Tommy strutted in like he owned the place and reached out to scratch the cat behind its ears. The moment his hand touched Grim's fur, the cat hissed, low and guttural, and leapt back. It stared directly into his eyes, unblinking. Miss Mallory didn't say a word. From that day on, everything changed. It began with a phone call to his parents. Miss Mallory accused Tommy of plagiarism on an essay he hadn't even submitted yet. His parents were furious, and even after he proved his innocence, the trust was fractured. That night, Grim appeared at his bedroom window. Just sat there, on the sill. Watching. Unmoving. The next morning, his bike tires were slashed. In class, Miss Mallory began calling on him more than anyone else, grilling him, humiliating him. Grim never left her side, often sitting directly on Tommy's desk. Each time, its eyes bore into him, and Tommy started feeling violated. As if his mind wasn't his own anymore. Then, things got personal. Marcy confronted him at lunch. You told everyone about my brother, she hissed, red-eyed. What? No, what are you talking about? Tommy said, stunned. You told people he was in rehab. That's the only thing I asked you to keep private. I didn't, Marcy, I swear, I didn't tell anyone. But someone had. And it wasn't just that secret. The next day, his science teacher brought up the time Tommy was caught shoplifting in middle school, something sealed in a juvenile record no one should have known about. Secrets. Every one of them spilling into the world like a leaky faucet. Grim sat on his desk, flicking its tail. Tommy began to panic. He started sleeping with the lights on. Every creak of the house, every flicker of shadow, he was certain it was Grim watching. Waiting. He tried avoiding Miss Mallory's class, but she would call his parents, accuse him of skipping, threaten suspension. The administration backed her up every time. They always did. No one crossed Miss Mallory. Not even the other teachers. He decided to fight back. After school, Tommy followed Miss Mallory. He stayed a safe distance, moving through back halls until she entered the basement level of the school, where no classes were held anymore. He waited, then crept down. What he found would haunt him. A room, dark, old, musty. On the walls were photos of students. Current ones, past ones. Scribbled notes in an ancient language. A chalk circle drawn into the floor, symbols surrounding it. In the center sat Grim, and in front of Grim was a small mirror. Inside it, Tommy saw his face, crying, terrified, from the night he was 7 and lost in the woods. He hadn't told anyone about that memory. No one. Suddenly, a hand gripped his shoulder. "Miss Mallory. You shouldn't be here, Tommy," she said, voice still calm. Curiosity is a dangerous trait. Especially for someone with such rich emotions. She stepped past him and knelt beside Grim. "You see," she continued, "Grim is no ordinary cat. He's a mirror. He reflects what's buried deep inside, the shame, the guilt, the fear. And with those things, I shape futures." Tommy stumbled back. "You're crazy. You're insane." "No," she said softly. "I'm effective." Then she snapped her fingers, and Tommy blacked out. He woke up in the nurse's office with a pounding headache. They said he must have fainted from dehydration. No one believed his story. No one saw the basement ritual room. And the mirror? Gone. But Grim still came to class. Still sat on his desk. And every day, another secret leaked. His crush on Marcy. His hidden panic attacks. The night he stole money from his mom's purse. His life was unraveling. He had one chance left. Marcy, angry as she was the only person who might believe him. He begged her to meet after school, showed her the scratches Grim had left on his notebook, scratches that formed words, "I see you." He told her everything. Marcy was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "If you're right, then we fight fire with fire." They executed their plan. Marcy brought her grandmother's old mirror, the kind used in spiritual rituals. The idea, if Grim was feeding on secrets through reflection, maybe he could be reflected himself. In class, Tommy kept the mirror hidden in his backpack. When Grim jumped onto his desk and locked eyes with him, he pulled it out and shoved it in the cat's face. What happened next was chaos. Grim shrieked, not like a cat, but like a thing, something ancient and wrong. The lights flickered, desks flew back. Miss Mallory screamed, "No," and lunged forward, but it was too late. The mirror glowed, and Grim twisted, his form writhing. One moment a cat, the next a smoky silhouette of a man, a serpent, a shadow. Then it was gone. So was Miss Mallory. Just gone. The day after. The school was in shock. The administration said Miss Mallory had taken an emergency leave of absence. Grim was never mentioned. Room 207 was closed for repairs. No one ever really talked about what happened. Except Tommy and Marcy.